This video is going to show you how to create a Bitmoji classroom. There are a bajillion videos out there, so you do not have to just use this. This is just the way that I found works best for me in creating my Bitmoji classroom, and it includes the templates that I have set up as well. So the first thing that I want to do is, if I'm starting from scratch, I'm going to create a new Google slide. And I like to just get rid of the text boxes. I can always add those in later, but right now I want to start with a blank background, and I'm just going to give this a title, just so that I know what I'm working with. So I have created some templates that you can use, and a lot of these I was sort of gifted from other people. So if you go to the Google Slides, go to Bitmoji Classroom Pieces and open that up, you should be able to pull any of these. So this one I created, but a lot of this was just gifted to me by other people. So thank you to whoever has shared this through the world, so that we can all have access to these amazing things. So what I want to start with is the background. So I've just scrolled down to backgrounds, and you can pick any of these that are calling to you. And I think I like sort of this white brick. So what I'm going to do is actually right click on it and copy that, and then go back to my blank one and just paste it. And then we can delete that blank slide. So what's awesome about this is saved as a background, so it's not going to move around as you start to insert different other pieces. I kind of want to do maybe a darker wood. Maybe something like this one. So what I think I'm going to do is download this page as a PDF, and then go back to my classroom and actually insert that. Make it the correct size. And then I'm going to double click so that I can crop. So now you see how these black lines appear. So I'm just going to crop it down so that it's just the wood that I see. I kind of like that. So now we have this white brick background and then the wood there as well. So now we're going to add some things. So it depends on what sort of the vibe of your classroom that you want to look like. So after backgrounds, we can go down to furniture and decor. And so this is where you can just pull all of these pieces and just copy and paste them into your Google slide to make your classroom. So this is where you can get creative. All we need to do is click on it, copy, Control-C to copy, and then go to your slide and paste it. And then you can adjust the sizing, you can adjust the rotations, and just like that. Now, let's say that you really like this, it's going great, but there's just something missing. You want something super duper specific for your classroom. I'm going to show you how you can find something very, very specific. So just for example, I don't like any of these sofas, but I want to put a sofa in my classroom. So I'm going to go create a new tab. I'm going to go to sofa pictures, go to images. And if you want it to be like realistic, you can stay on this. If you want it to be more cartoony, you could say cartoony, just depends on what you're looking for. I kind of want a realistic one. So sofa pictures, and I'm just gonna scroll down. I like this sofa right here. So what I wanna do with this is get rid of that background. So we're going to open a new tab and go to remove.bg. And you can just drop a file here. So I'm gonna take it, I'm just clicking and dragging, drag it into that new tab and drop it. And it has pretty much removed the background. If you're really picky like I am about the specifics of this, you can zoom in. There's these two little pieces that I don't really like. I want to go to erase. You can adjust the brush size on your erase. Okay. And I think that looks pretty good. So now I'm going to download it. Go back to my classroom, drop it in. Looks great. And again, I can kind of crop it because I don't need all that extra space, just so I can see what I'm working with. Now, just another cool feature in Google Slides. I like this couch, but the color isn't working because that white background is just, it's too close and it's kind of clashing for me. If I go to Format Options and click on Recolor, you can adjust the color. Now this is gonna be sometimes really crazy, but this one kind of darkened it up. I think I like that. So it's still gray. It still actually looks like it's natural, but it's just a little bit sharper in contrast with that brick background. So this is where you get to be really creative. You go into the backgrounds, you take all these pieces of furniture, and then go and add them into your classroom, just like this. Now, in order to do the window part, I'm going to go grab one of the windows that I like. So I think this is the one for me. And I'm gonna just copy and paste that just like we've been doing. But notice how it's transparent, like we can see through it and there's just brick behind it, which is not what we're going for a window. So we need to put a background behind that window so that you can imagine that you're looking through the window and seeing something outside. So that's why there's these 4 pages of just like outdoorsy things. So since we start the school year in autumn, I'm gonna pull an autumn picture and just paste that. But we need this to be behind the window. So I'm gonna click on the window, right click, order, bring to front. And so now the window is in front of that outdoor piece, and only the part behind the window will be visible if I double click to crop it. Now you could resize it first, but I think it's a little bit more realistic that we only see just this chunk right here. And so now we have this illusion like you're looking out a window and seeing this autumn day outside. The next part of this video is going to be making the actual buttons that will click in our Bitmoji classroom. So I'm going to create a new Google Slides, just like we just did. Get rid of the text box. I'm gonna call this one Bitmoji Buttons. And now here's the weird thing. I want my buttons to all be square. So what I'm gonna do is go to File, Page Setup, and we can do custom, and you can do any size really as long as it's the same number here. So I'm gonna do 5 by 5. That seems like a good size that I can still see what's going on here. So what I wanna do is think about which buttons I plan on using here. Okay, so I want mine to say schedule first. So you can do insert word art, but I found that that's not super great in Google Slides. So what I like to do is go to textgiraffe.com. This is a fun free website that just has really cool fonts and just cool stuff going on. So I like this font down here, ignore the ads. All right, so I want it to say schedule. Let's do medium. And now I can copy this image and put it right into my button. And then here, if we actually did not like the color, that's where I can go through and adjust it. I gotta close some of this. So let's see, my classroom has more of like a gray feel. So I'm thinking let's do this bold gray. That looks great. So now I've got the wording. I want to add now my Bitmoji. So I need to log in. Hopefully you're already logged in. If you are not already logged in, make sure that you have this Chrome extension. So you just go to Bitmoji Chrome extension to add that there. So I'm gonna add my Bitmoji now. And you can kind of be real specific with it. So sometimes it actually has the word schedule, which is kind of neat. Let me think. What if I search? I think that's kind of funny. So I'm going to right click, copy, and paste. All right, and I'm going to move the word schedule up to the top, move my Bitmoji down, maybe resize this. All right, I think that looks great. It would make a fun, cute little button that'll say schedule. All right, let me make a new, get rid of that. And I'm gonna do the same kind of process. I really like this text giraffe font. So I'm gonna go back into text giraffe and I'm gonna go back and just retype the next word. So I'm gonna keep doing the same exact process. So I really like how all of these buttons came out. I think they're super cute. They've got that same font on all of them and they're really gonna match my classroom. So in the next video, I'll show you how to actually put the buttons and the Bitmoji classroom together and put them into your Schoology page.